It's hard to talk about Gauntlet Dark Legacy on the GBA without resorting to hyperbole. From moment one, it transports you to a dimension of nightmarish wailing, mutilated character models, and some of the most mundane gameplay imaginable. It features a crude, borderline cruel misunderstanding of Gauntlet as a franchise, including none of the fast-paced real-time resource management or swift risk-reward calculations. It doesn't even have the decency to be challenging. It is lethargic in the extreme, merely functioning as a collection of shabbily constructed mazes and comically incompetent boss characters. It's probably sufficient to stop there, but I played this game to completion for 6 grueling hours, and let me tell ya, there ain't 6 hours of game design to go around. Most of the time, regardless of your class, you'll be holding down the attack button to slowly mow down an ever-spawning horde, eventually destroying the spawner itself, and then you'll move on to the next encounter. There are some scraps of design held over from proper Gauntlet titles like destructible food and traps to prevent you from button mashing, but these only serve to make the game slightly less mindless. Your health doesn't automatically drain like in prior games, so you'll be kiting the same trash mobs for hours on end, and anything remotely interesting like an explosive barrel or power-up or slight alteration to the graphical palette feels like a merciful break from torturous tedium. Adding to the agony is the aforementioned nightmarish wailing, courtesy of the game's cacophonous soundtrack. I didn't know a GBA was capable to produce sounds this horrendous, and it's a crying shame the full musical score isn't available for download in high fidelity. It deserves to be shared and preserved. I haven't even brought up the visual bugs, but it just feels like feeding a fed horse at this point. Does it really matter if there are layering and clipping errors, disappearing sprites, or hazards that appear with no visual indication? I powered through the whole thing out of sheer determination, and honestly, the silly graphics were a highlight. Gauntlet Dark Legacy on the GBA is premium shovelware, the stinkiest stuff at the ripest concentration. I would never say it's good, but there is something immaculately awful about it, and I enjoyed playing it. I look forward to visiting it again someday.